Sup, motherfuckers? I'm gonna teach y'all motherfuckers how to code in C++. Let's look at this shit. Come on. So first off, you have your include statements and stuff. Oh, whoops! Spelled that motherfucking shit wrong. So you sometimes you want to include things like stream and stuff, so that way you could actually run some shit. Mark this in like red, because that's how you'll usually see in the IDE. Now mark this as purple. And wait, no, that's not the right shade of red. I'll mark it as purple right there. So after that, you have your int main function. Basically, this is where your program starts off. And you always want to return 0 at the end. So yeah, I'll mark this differently too. I'll make this a different font size. I'll make it about 14 roughly. And yeah, and then I'll switch this over. Maybe change the background just to maybe highlight for y'all motherfuckers. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, so right here we have our int main function. And usually how you want to do stuff is you'll use std cout and then maybe write in some hello world action. Yeah. And basically, okay, so I'll explain what these are to you. So std, basically that's there's this library in C++ where it's called a namespace and it's called standard. So std for standard. And yeah, you have using namespace std. I'll make these a different font size for you guys, so you guys can see it. And let's make that 10.5. So it's kind of small, but I want that std to be more fucking big. And yeah, so I'll change the thing. I'll make it a bright orange. And yeah, that's easy to see. So then, you have the std and stuff. So if you're using namespace std, then you don't need this anymore. And you can put this motherfucking shit anywhere. You can put this motherfucking shit in the function, and then it's fine. And yeah, so we can just put that in there. So that way, so let's say the reason you don't want to put it in the global namespace is, oh whoops. The reason you don't want to put in the global namespace is because if you ever had if you want to use another function let's say size or something, then or a variable. If you use size, for instance, that's a variable in the namespace std. It would be used and stuff. So you want to make sure your namespace is clear. So that way, only in this function is using namespace std actually available. So you could do that, and so that way you don't have to do the std : thing. And I'll just do that for it right now, just for clean purposes and stuff, just to make it easier to read. Because I don't want to make it hard to read for you guys, so I'll just do that. And I'll change the font size of this. So let's make it about 36. So that's a big old hello world. And right here, this is basically you see these two quotations and stuff. Yeah, that means this is a string, and we're sending that to cout. So cout is the thing we're sending it to. This is standard out. And yeah, and these two angle brackets mean we're sending this string to standard out. What's cool about this is that you don't need to specify whether or not it's a string or not. And yeah, basically, strings, this is just this would be known as a constant character string, basically. So there's a bunch of characters put together, and then we're sending that to cout. And that's how we do it. That's how you do it, like a little cout thing. And what you want to do, usually, or else it won't print right, is add a /n. And that's how you do the what's it called? That's how you do an end line, basically. There's but what's cool about C++ as well is you actually have two options to do this. You could also do std : endl, or in our case, since we already have the using namespace standard up here, we have just endl instead. So it's pretty nice. Oh, I should probably reduce the font size a little bit just so it's on one line. Let's see. Okay. So let's put that at about 18. Okay. So yeah, that's how you do the cout hello world and then endl. And then basically this will do a little end line, so that way it breaks on there. So let's try to run this motherfucking program. I'll just go into a terminal, and let's see. Let's make a little. I'm on a Mac, so you could just run it like a Unix terminal. And let's just make a little thing called dum-dum. And let's cd to dum-dum. and I made like a little script that makes a little CPP file for us, and it makes a little make file, and then like let's name it hello, and then let's name the program called world or something like that. And right here, I'm just cding to I'm just changing directory to hello, and you can see that the make file has already been generated. So let's go to vim main.cpp. I want to copy and paste this whole thing into that though. So let's actually get rid of the terminal and let's just open it up in this motherfucking shit. So let's see. I named it dum dum. So dum dum's right here, and hello. And I can just open this. I have also C line too, but I'm not going to use that. And it's a pretty good IDE. But yeah. So let's just copy and paste that. So one thing you got to worry about when copying and pasting from documents and shit is that you got to worry about like whether or not you have these quotations. So even if this isn't a comment, the compiler will fuck up on it. So you want to make sure that you have normal quotation marks. You don't want the document quotation marks. So you just want to replace that whenever you're copying from like a Word file or something. Okay, so let's go back into the terminal. I just wanted to go into the normal text there just to show you guys that. Just because it's easier to copy and paste into something that's not Vim. Let's see, I probably just don't have the right plugin set up or something. Alright, so let's make that shit. So, right here, I already made everything. I have the main.o and world. To run a C++ program, you'll say /world on a Unix terminal. Or if you're on Windows, you could also just say world.exe or something. Usually if you're on Windows, you'll want to use IDE. But yeah, right here we can just use world. See, look, it said hello world. That's what our program does. So it's perfectly running C code. Okay. So let's go to the next one. Let's do a little bit more of a complicated program. I'll make a new one. So once again, you want to just like, we want to display our stuff. So we can have include IOStream. I don't like this font. Okay, let's see. Let's go back to the cool font. Okay, let's make this about 26 right here. Well, let's make it a little bit smaller so that way we know it's because we already covered this. So right here, that's include, and then let's make the rest a little bigger, maybe 12-point font. So right here we have our main again, and then basically in C++ you have these things called variables, and so that way you don't need to like keep track of like everything. So let's say std cout. Oh, actually no. Well, like variables are what's it called? That you just give them like values, like different values, and you could assign them and do operations on them, and they're really cool. So there's like some different ones like ints. So this is like kind of like your base variable in a way. It's just like it just represents a whole number. It could be negative or positive. So integers basically. That's what they stand for. Integers in math could be our whole numbers are negative and positive. But yeah, and right here you also have like one's called characters. These are also numbers, but the thing is they carry character things like this. So let's say y. Character y is equal to the y character. And basically, this is actually a number that I think is like, I think it starts off at like 97. So basically, a 97 would be equal to like an a character. And so if you just add 25 to that, that would be about, so let's say if you add 5, that'd be 102, 122. So I think roughly 122 would equal the y character and stuff. So basically you're given the string 122. And basically this could be seen as a 1-byte integer. And this could be seen as a 4-byte integer. So you could have numbers that are up to 2 to the power of 32 with this. But on this one, you only have 2 to the power of 8. That's what the bytes stand for. So if you ever heard bits and bytes and stuff, each bit is like another power. So 9 bits would be 9, but not 9 bytes would be something like 72 or something like that. I think that's 9 times 8. But yeah, you know, it's pretty easy. And then like, but yeah. So you have like different characters, ints, and then you also have a string, which is a string character. And here in C++, that's a part of the standard library. So then you say std string, And then you could say Y's, and then have it equal to like those quotation marks, and have a bunch of Y's. And we could even go further and remake our hello world program real quick, but just make it as a string. So hello, and then this is equal to hello world. You can also have spaces in them, and just put forward slash n, and then that's equal to this. So after this, you say std colon cout, and then you do that hello string, and then that would do the whole thing for you, and this will print the same way. Just watch. So let's see. Let's just overwrite the other program. I'm not really caring that much. And let's just go right here, and boom. And just remember, you need to take off these quotation marks because we're copying from a Word document. Okay. Take off these. And now you got everything. Oh, you also have to take off these too. Okay, right here. And boom, we got everything we need. And we can just like run this program again on the terminal. And let's go to new terminal and folder. So let's say make again. So it just made everything. And it will print out hello world because we gave it to a string. So let's just, I'll just do the typing in this just to save a little bit of time. I'm not a big fan of typing in editors. I like typing in code documents and just copying everything over, but fuck it. Let's go right here. Zoom in a bunch. Okay, so maybe you want to display all your variables. So like, what's cool about C is that you could, with print statements, is you could just keep doing this forever. You could keep doing this like as long as you want until you like run out of space on your computer or something. I'm not really sure. But look, we could display Y, we could display X, and we could display Y's. And maybe you want to put some spaces in between them, so that way we can see the difference between all of them. Let's go right here. And put a \n right there at the end. Okay. And this will be like that character, so I'm going to save it, Control S, or Command S on a Mac. And let's go right here. I think that one terminal is still open. Yep. Okay, so let's remake that again. Let's do \world. And boom. See, it just output all those. So it's really motherfucking nice. And yeah. And since the string had a \n at the end, it will still carry over to that print. So it does a \n, and then it prints out the Y's, the X's, and the Y's. But yeah, so I hope this helped like give a little introduction to C. And come back for the next motherfucking tutorial in which you will hear a loud ass motherfucking monkey and a shitty ass motherfucking editor do all the work. Come on.